Melody and Martell's relationship has been a roller coaster for years, and the latest chapter in their story has left everyone stunned. Their complicated history, full of public drama, heartbreak, and betrayal, took an unexpected turn recently when Martell was involved in a serious car accident. The situation quickly captured the attention of fans and the media, especially because Melody, who had long been a figure of strength and resilience after their painful divorce, remained silent for a while. But when she finally broke her silence, her response was nothing short of powerful. It wasn't the bitter or dramatic reaction many expected. Instead, it was a message filled with grace, forgiveness, and personal growth. Let's dive deeper into this emotional journey and see what Melody's response tells us about her transformation and the complexities of their relationship. To understand why Melody's response to Martell's accident is so significant, we first need to reflect on their tumultuous relationship. For years, Melody and Martell were the couple everyone admired. They were seen as the ultimate power couple on the reality TV show Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Both were successful, attractive, and appeared to be building an empire together while raising their children. But behind the scenes, things weren't as perfect as they seemed. Martell's affair with another woman, which lasted 5 years, was a betrayal that shook the very foundation of their marriage. It wasn't just a momentary lapse in judgment, it was a prolonged deception that took a toll on their family, their public image, and ultimately their marriage. While many viewers might have seen their relationship unfold on TV and thought, why didn't Melody just leave? The reality of the situation was far more complicated. Melody tried to make the marriage work, even after discovering the affair. She gave Martell chances to redeem himself, but the trust between them had been broken beyond repair. What followed after the divorce was nothing short of dramatic. The co-parenting battle became a public spectacle, with both Melody and Martell hurling accusations at each other, making headlines almost weekly. Martell questioned Melody's ability to be a good mother, while she accused him of harassment. The drama wasn't just limited to their personal lives, it spilled over into social media, interviews, and even the reunion episodes of their reality TV show, but despite everything, Melody didn't let the situation define her. As Martell became a cautionary tale, the man who had everything and lost it all, Melody took a different route. She didn't crumble under the pressure. Instead, she reinvented herself. She built a thriving business, became a motivational speaker, and even launched a successful skincare line. Her journey was one of strength, perseverance, and resilience. Melody showed her fans that no matter how tough life gets, you can rise above it, grow from it, and build something even better. However, healing from such deep emotional wounds isn't an easy journey, and Melody has been open about the challenges she faced post-divorce. She admitted that even though she appeared strong on the outside, she struggled with anxiety and self-doubt. In interviews, she spoke candidly about the emotional scars from her marriage and the gaslighting she had endured. There were days when she cried in her car before picking up her children from school, days when she questioned her worth. But despite the pain, Melody chose to focus on her healing and her growth. She was determined to reclaim her life and her happiness, and then came the news of Martell's car accident. It was a situation that none of us saw coming. Martell was reportedly involved in a serious crash on a rainy night near Huntsville. Details about the accident started trickling in, and what initially seemed like a minor incident quickly escalated into something much more serious. Martell's injuries were severe, and for a while, it was unclear whether he would make it. The rumors and speculation about what had caused the crash ran wild on social media. Some people wondered if he had been drinking, others speculated whether he had been emotionally distressed after a confrontation with someone, maybe even Melody herself. What made the situation even more tense was Melody's silence. As news of Martell's accident spread, people turned to her for a response. Fans flooded her social media, asking her to say something, anything, about her ex-husband's condition. The pressure mounted, especially as reports of his worsening health emerged. People were concerned, was Melody grieving privately? Was she relieved that Martell had survived the accident, despite all they'd been through? But despite the growing pressure, Melody remained silent for a time. And her silence spoke volumes. To fully understand why, we need to consider where Melody was in her life at this point. She had moved on from the hurt and betrayal of her marriage. She had rebuilt her life on her terms, no longer dependent on anyone else for her happiness or success. In many ways, she had come into her own as a woman, mother, and entrepreneur. She wasn't just surviving after her divorce, she was thriving. When Melody finally did speak, it wasn't in the way most people expected. There was no dramatic Instagram live session or public statement filled with drama. Instead, she shared a simple, heartfelt message on her Instagram stories. It was a white text on a black background that read, "Life has a way of humbling us when we least expect it. Regardless of the past, I'm praying for complete healing for Martell, for our children, and for every soul affected by this moment. Sometimes forgiveness isn't about them, it's about freeing yourself. Peace and protection over us all." That was it. No tagging, no public outcry, no passive-aggressive remarks. Just a quiet, thoughtful message that showed Melody's growth and maturity. Her words weren't about excusing Martell's actions or pretending that everything was fine between them. They were about acknowledging the complexity of their relationship, the pain they both had endured, and the fact that healing was necessary for everyone involved, including herself. The impact of Melody's message was immediate and powerful. Fans and critics alike praised her for her dignity and grace. Many saw it as a powerful display of emotional maturity, a sign that Melody had truly healed from the trauma of her past. Some questioned the timing of her message, wondering if she had been responding to public pressure. Others debated whether her message was genuine or just part of her carefully curated public image. But what remained undeniable was the sincerity of her words. Melody wasn't seeking sympathy or applause. She was simply sharing what she had learned along her journey, that forgiveness isn't about the other person, it's about freeing yourself from the burden of resentment. Melody's words resonated with many people, especially those who had experienced betrayal, heartbreak, or other difficult circumstances. Her message spoke to the power of personal growth, the importance of letting go of bitterness, and the strength that comes from choosing peace over anger. In a world where reality TV thrives on drama, conflict, and public takedowns, Melody's response was a refreshing reminder that true strength isn't found in revenge or in playing the victim. It's found in the quiet dignity of choosing to rise above the past and embrace healing. Of course, some people questioned whether Melody's forgiveness meant that a reconciliation with Martell was on the horizon. Was she extending grace because she still had feelings for him, or was it simply an act of compassion in a moment of crisis? The truth is, no one but Melody knows her true feelings. But one thing is clear, her response wasn't about Martell, it was about her. It was about the woman she had become, the peace she had found within herself, and the strength she had gained from overcoming her past. As the story continues to unfold, we don't know what the future holds for Melody and Martell. Will they ever reconcile? Will they continue to co-parent peacefully? Or is this just another chapter in a complex and ever-evolving story? What we do know is that Melody's response to Martell's accident was a moment of profound growth and transformation. It showed that forgiveness isn't always easy, but it can be one of the most powerful choices you can make for your own peace and healing. Through this ordeal, Melody has proven that she is no longer defined by Martell's actions or the betrayal she endured. She has carved out her own path, and while the journey hasn't been easy, it has made her stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Her message of forgiveness